Hello friends, it's been a while since I've brought you some bite-sized reviews. That's where I pack in a handful of little reviews into a short period of time. And at this point today, what you're seeing is my face with foundation, concealer, powder, and brows done, and also eyeshadow primer done. So that way I can kind of fill in the blanks with all the different products that I'm going to review. And suddenly I feel like I need to sneeze. But the first product here is from Milk, and it's called the Bionic Bronzer, and I have it, I think the shade is called Shapeshift, and it's just this little tube of bronzer, and I thought, how far is this really going to take me? You know, it just seemed like an itty bitty tube, and then the first time I used it, I'm like, okay, I get it. It only takes a little bit of this stuff, and I feel like the tone I got is really good, but I mean, I'm talking like just a small drop here, and as you sheer it out, it's interesting. This is kind of a cross between, I don't know, a gel and a cream. It has a little bit of a transparent sheer quality to it, but yet it still does have pigment, and it blends in like a total dream. Like, as you can see here, not working hard at all. It blends in really just like the M Cosmetics, only I would say even more sheer on the skin, more of a subtle look. See how I've got that blended? You can tell it's there, but it's really soft. Now, I used a very small amount of product. What happens when you use more? Well, it's still easy to blend, but you might just build up a little more color. So let's actually try taking just a bit more, and we're gonna put this right in the cheekbone area here. And the texture, there is like a smoothness to it. There's a little bit, I wouldn't call it like a slip the way a silicone primer has, but it definitely is not the kind of thing that feels like it's just going to set up super quick on your skin and not be blended in. There's a little moisture, and that helps it be blended. See how I built that up? But you know, it's still sheer. But talk about easy to work with. I mean, I think that's a big key here. It's very user-friendly. And they do say in their description that it's a weightless liquid bronzer with skincare benefits that can be dialed up for a warm sun-kissed finish or sheared out for a soft diffused contour. So is it weightless? Yes, I definitely think it is. I think its texture is such that it can work really well over existing makeup. For example, my skin was, you know, covered and powdered, and it's still blended in fine, but it's more on the subtle side. Even though you have a few shade options, I get the sense that just the way this texture is, there's going to be some sheerness. It's not going to be quite as opaque as some other options you might have. If I had this standing right beside an M Cosmetics So Soft stick, I would probably still take that just because it can sheer out, or I feel like it leaves a little more intensity on the skin, but I still think this is pretty. So I do like this product. I think it's a really beautiful formula. Just be aware that the look you come away with is very, very subtle. And next up, you guys, I'm going to be chatting about the blush stick from Makeup by Mario. This is another Sephora product. It's called the Soft Pop Blush Stick, and the shade I got is Raspberry. Now, I've heard a lot of people on TikTok raving about these blush sticks, and you can always tell because then by the time you get over to Sephora's site and you see what's available, there's a lot of shades sold out. But guys, they did have this shade called Raspberry, and I had a hunch maybe some people are scared of this color, but you know, it should tell me like what kind of formula this is, and I'm not scared of a little pop on the cheeks. You know, this could be really pretty. What I've learned with this is that a little does go a long way. There's also a little brush included. See how it has some little like extra nubbies on there? This actually works well for blending. The thing is, it is super dense, so you want to make sure you're not like pressing too hard. It's kind of a tight little brush. You don't want to press so hard that you're messing up the rest of your makeup. These do not blend in as easy. I'm sorry, keeps going back to the M Cosmetics So Soft sticks, but that's probably the supreme like cream texture that's out there currently, and they make blushes and the contour sticks, and compared to those blushes, this is a little stiffer and just a little more difficult to blend in. However, this is a color that they don't really make, and I have really enjoyed this shade, so I'm going to put on a little bit. I'm going to go kind of high with it, and I'm just going to give myself one little dot, okay? And I'm going to cap that and go to my brush. And I'm going to work in some circular motions here without pressing too hard, and some little swipies. And look at how bold the color is. I mean, that was pretty much the minimum I could do, right? I guess another way you could go about it is softly swiping on the stick with a brush and not actually applying the stick to the skin. There is a lighter way to go, I suppose. But I think this kind of shows you how intense this blush can be in comparison to other stick blushes that I apply in this very same way. You know what I'm saying? I just swipe it on the cheeks and I see how it blends. And this allows you to see how this brush works, because there's no way you can like take this brush and swipe it onto that. But you could maybe just dab it on your finger first and, you know, get it lightly applied. But look, this is so fresh, this color. A little bit, look how that one spot traveled all across the cheek with relative ease. You know, like I said, it's a little stiffer texture than the M Cosmetics, and I think that makes it, you know, just a bit more fussy to work with, especially if you might happen to apply too much straight to the cheeks. You could end up in a bit of a bind there, but this color is phenomenal. Like, this is a very youthful, bright, cheerful glow here. The included brush was able to blend it all out. Another option that I probably would like even more is the 56 brush from Sephora. That's the same thing I used for my contour. I just have like a couple of them because this was a little perk. But honestly, this entire product can get the job done. And I really like this bright, colorful tone. And look what it ultimately sheared out to be. It's a really wearable product. And so I would say overall, I still like the M Cosmetics So Soft Blush Sticks better. But if you're looking for a really pretty, like bright pink cream blush shade, this is where it's at. Like, this is a gorgeous tone. And I'm kind of glad I got pigeonholed into getting a shade like this, because it looked like the dusty rose type colors were sold out, and this turned out to be so beautiful. So I do love it. I'm really happy with this product. And so we fast forwarded a little bit, and I went ahead and did the eye look just so, you know, the application of that could be kind of going on in the background as I talk about this little gem here. Yes, fingerprinted, but it's been used, it's been loved already. It's from Clinique, and if you've been with my channel for a little bit of time, you probably know I really enjoy Clinique's little eyeshadow duos. The All About Eyes duos are great. They are so basic. I mean, they make for some very easy looks. And a neat thing that they've done here, and you've probably seen some of these palettes come out here and there before, but this just happens to be an amazing color scheme for those of us plum lovers out there. But this is called the Best of Black Honey. Yes, kind of drawing from that color scheme of the super popular Black Honey lip color, almost lipstick it's called. But this is the Best of Black Honey All About Eyeshadow palette. And a neat thing that they've done here is actually included the actual shades from some of the existing duos. And I think that's great, and I think it makes it very handy, and so many of these shades work so well together. And I also like that they specifically label that on the back, like light shade from Strawberry Fudge Duo. You know, I love that. I like that they laid it out there so clearly, instead of kind of making us sit back and say, that looks a lot like a certain shade, let's swatch and compare. No, it's the exact same shade, and they're being very transparent about the fact that it's been put in here. So this is the Strawberry Fudge Duo right there in mini version. And then they also put in the dark shade from the Day and to Date palette, which is one of my favorite duos. There are some other shades here that I'm not even familiar with, like the dark shade from the Ivory Bisque and Bronze duo. That's this one over here. I'll pop up on the screen the whole diagram from the back, and you can see if any individual shades or shades from palettes are familiar to you, but I definitely knew about the Strawberry Fudge and then the Day and to Date dark shade here. I love this plum, by the way. This is called Chocolate Covered Cherry. Love that shade. So beautiful pigmentation, soft, easy to work with shadows. They do give you a big, long, double-ended sponge tip here, which is usable, especially for patting shades on the lid. Got a nice little mirror. But who is this for? This is for the person who likes maybe a cooler look, a possibly smoky look, and definitely something that can come back into the plummy tone, because even this shade, something that's special about this color that came from Day and to Date is like, it's a brown, but I swear it has kind of like a mauvey little hint of plumminess blended into it. So everything comes back to a plum look really, really well. And I will talk you through how I got this look on my eyes. I first went with that third color here, which is the dark shade from the Strawberry Fudge Duo. And I just got that in my crease. This is a satin finish color, but it looks gorgeous in the crease. It would also be a beautiful all over the lid and into the crease one shadow look, but love that. Then I started to deepen it up with the dark shade right next to it. That's the dark shade from the Day and to Date duo, and just use that to deepen up my crease slightly. Once I got that blended to my satisfaction, then I came over to the lightest shade in the palette, and I used that as my highlight up under the brow. Next up, I have to show you this deep plum called Chocolate Covered Cherry. We're gonna pat that on with a flat brush, and I just love the amount of plum that's showing from this. It doesn't doesn't merely look black. You can see the plum, but it's just the perfect amount of color for me. Pull in your blending brush, use it bare, and just kind of continue to blend that shade out. It's so, so pretty. And then I went to the light shade from the Strawberry Fudge Duo, which actually comes off as a really, really super soft gold, and I just patted that on the inner part of the lid. And I ended up finishing the look with a little bit of the plum on the lower lash line as well, just with my Profusion small pointed brush, and I was so, so pleased with the look. It's just easy to blend, easy to work with, a basic, great color scheme for those of us who like a little plum or like a little cool neutral. It's just so on point. And you could take it a bit more golden. There is a shade right in here that has, it's still a soft gold, but gold nonetheless. But just a beautiful spread of shades here. And I really wanted you guys to know about it because it gives you that opportunity to get in on some of the colors I know I've raved about when talking about Clinique duos. So the overall finished look then comes together with just a little black liner across the upper lash line, mascara top and bottom, and I did pop on one of the sets from my So Wispy Curated collection from Kiss. So really good stuff here, my friends. I love that little palette, and it's definitely one of the stars of the show here in this video. Another couple of things I wanted to mention. There's a new collection from Buxom that revolves around their Dolly shade. Dolly was one of the iconic colors that they came out with in their full-on plumping lip polish. I'm guessing it's turned out to be one of their best-selling shades, and then they've put out like a couple little eyeshadow palettes, which I still need to work with some more, and 2 more shades of lip plumper. One is the full-on plumping lip cream, so we know that that is less of a gel look on the lips and more of a creamy, slightly more opaque look, and that's in the shade Dolly Glamour Teeny. And then the full-on plumping lip polish that has a little bit of sparkle to it, a little more transparency, and this is called Dolly Glitz. I wasn't expecting to enjoy these as much as I do, but the colors are so, so pretty. I like certain Buxom lip products, but sometimes I come away feeling like, oh, if it wasn't quite so sheer, I think I'd like it even more. Well, these shades do have their sheerness, but they turn out to look so pretty and fresh. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. This is the plumping lip cream, the Dolly Glamour Teeny, and you can tell that it's kind of sheer, but look at the freshness in this soft pink. And it makes me think like, well, if this was super opaque and being this light pink shade, I probably wouldn't even like it as much because I don't like full on like baby pink on the lips. But look at this soft, delicate, yet you got that cooling sensation because it's Buxom. I really like that. I think that's gorgeous. You could mess with the color a little bit if you wanted to layer it over lip liner or lipstick, but I think just, I really like to assess these things on their own and see if I just like the color as is, and I think that's so beautiful and like kind of going into springtime. I really like that shade. Yeah, going into springtime as I still have Valentine's decor layered over Christmas lights. Don't worry, friends, I ordered some cute little vines, like eucalyptus looking vines. I think it's going to be really cute back there for some springtime decor, even though I'm not quite willing to let go of the fact that winter's still around and we could still have more snow. Okay, but this was the even bigger surprise. Like of the two, I would have predicted that I like the plumping lip cream better because those tend to be a little more opaque. But this shade all over the lips, the Dolly Glitz, like taken by storm. Just watch. The gleam. I mean, am I falling in love with lip gloss again? Look at this, like the way it catches the light, the way it kind of feels like it's enhancing my own natural lip color, but looking like, am I crazy? Or is this just dynamite? Ooh, and see, it's got the shine, but it's also got a little bit of like goldeny sparkle in there. Can you see how we're looking at kind of a soft pink with a gold / rose gold fine shimmer in it? And a neat thing about a Buxom lip color is as it sits on your lips and it kind of like, you know, it's got that cooling sensation going on, I feel like it brings out a little bit of natural color in your lips. I have a wow feeling when I see this on my lips. I like both the shades. I mean, this is that soft, delicate pink, but this just very glitzy, very shiny. Super satisfying if you like a real good shine because you're getting even extra because there's that glimmer in the product too, right? So I've been loving the Persona brand, the brand that makes the Identity eyeshadow palettes. Like, they're doing so many beautiful things because I'm very much into that line, and I decided I would try one of their lip liners, and I got the shade 90210, and surprise, I really like it. Okay, let's just fill in the whole lips with it, all right? This is the kind of shade that turns out to be a really nice color to accent other looks, because I love going in with like a little bit deeper color like this and just, you know, messing with nude shades. It's super creamy, so I'm having no trouble filling in my lips there. But the toastiness of this shade, I really like it. And I realized I don't actually have a shade just like this already among my lip liners. See, isn't that pretty? Just worn alone. Like, just leave it to the lip liner, even though a lip liner is often used in conjunction with other things. Just on its own, I think it's really pretty. And it was very creamy, easy to apply. It's going to be the kind of thing that you do sharpen down. But the bottom swatch here is this 90210 shade. And then I thought, well, maybe that's just going to end up being a lot like Chocolate from Revlon Color Stay. But Chocolate is much deeper. That's this second swatch right here. Chocolate is like dark. It wants to really go there. So this is kind of a nice like little step lighter from that. And then I also thought about my Understatement lip liner from Milani in Cinnamon Statement, which is a little closer to this one depth-wise, but that's still got a lot more warmth. And this comes off just a little bit cooler than that, I actually think, and a little bit darker too. But here it is pretty much full on top of some of the moisture left over from those buxoms. So that's what's maybe giving the look of a little bit of shine remaining on the lips, but I like it, my friends. Yet another thing that Persona does really well. The hairs just aren't quite going along with it today. But yeah, you guys, I really liked everything I put on my face today, which is kind of unique for these videos. But like, I enjoyed using this Milk product. I thought it was effortless and easy. Again, I will say, if you put it right up side by side with an M Cosmetics So Soft contour stick, I would pick that, whereas this is just kind of, it's gonna be sheer. I like the Mario stick in this bright shade that works surprisingly well on the skin. Again, for an overall formula decision, I would still go toward the So Soft sticks from M Cosmetics. They result in truly effortless blending plus the pigment, but this is a unique shade, this raspberry color, and I do really like it. My number one thing in this video, I love this little Clinique eyeshadow palette. This Best Black Honey thing is just such a fantastic plum look. Really enjoyed these buxom glosses more than I thought I would, especially the lip polish. I just thought that was so glitzy and pretty and glamorous, yet your lips don't look like they're wearing a loud color at all. It's just interesting to me. And then a really nice lip liner here from Persona that sort of fits the bill for a medium to deep neutral color on my lips, neutral brownish shade. So thank you guys so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this little string of reviews on some newish things I've been playing with, all kind of in that high-end category. Let me know if you have any review requests in the comments section, and I will talk to you again very soon. I love you. Bye.